Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yaman Dota, coming to you with my 11th pubcast. This one's going to be provided by the user Contola Gangsta over on the Dota 2 Casted subreddit. It's going to be a ranked all-pick match up in the very high skill bracket. For those of you who don't know how the ranked all-pick matchmaking works, each team will have approximately 40 seconds to pick their hero. After that, any person on the team who has not picked their hero will continue to lose 2 gold per second. So let's just get it right into this. And I believe the first pick is for the Dire. It is the Troll Warlord is going to be the first pickup for them. Immediate pickup of the Juggernaut after that. Most likely going to be the safe lane farming heroes for both teams. While Juggernaut not typically falling into that off lane or that mid-roll position, Troll Warlord occasionally will go into that mid lane in order to get levels up pretty quickly, maybe get the Helm of the Dominator or Vladimir's Offering so that he can go into that Roshan pit early on and secure himself a sub 15-minute Rosh. But most likely going to be the heroes that are falling into those safe lane farming positions. Second pickup for the Dire going to be the Axe. He could be going into the jungle with that counter helix, as well as the Berserker's Call, building up that armor. If he grabs a stout shield or two, definitely going to have an easy time in there, but also capable of going into the off lane. Doesn't really need any support for that. The counter helixes will be capable of zoning out any heroes that try to harass him in the lane, as well as the Berserker's Call, raising up that armor, making it so he can tank a lot of right clicks. And the second pickup for the Radiant team is actually going to be that Winter Wyvern. Haven't seen a lot of action from him beyond the Year Beast that was recently brought out for that new Bloom Festival. But he's a pretty interesting hero, most likely going to be supporting that Juggernaut in the safe lane wherever he's farming. Capable of healing him up with that Cold Embrace, as well as throwing out that Arctic Burn, going to help slow down the heroes, give them a little extra range, extra vision at nighttime. And it's actually going to be the Templar Assassin, the third pickup for the Dire team. They've already picked a Meepo on top of that. The Templar Assassin, most likely going to be their mid player. With the pickup of the Meepo, though, typically Meepo either goes into that safe lane farming position or mid. So with the Troll Warlord already in play, could be seen an off-lane Templar Assassin with Axe in the jungle, Meepo going in the mid, maybe picking up a 5th pick support so Troll Warlord can get that safe lane farm. And the third pickup for the Radiant team is going to be the Queen of Pain. Typically going to be that mid lane player, capable of going in the off lane with her blink, can escape from a lot of initiations, but she does have that really low HP pool, and she has to get pretty close to the wave in order to throw out that dagger or the Scream of Pain, so most likely going to be see her going into the mid lane. It's going to be the Enigma for the fourth pickup for the Radiant. Most likely going into the jungle, going to be using those Eidolons in order to get a pretty fast either Blink Dagger or Mechanism, allow his team to push pretty early. Once he comes out of there, if he has that Midnight Pulse or the Malefice, it's going to do a lot of damage on whoever that off-lane hero is if they're doing the dual lane with the Juggernaut and the Winter Wyvern. Last pickup for the Dire is going to be the Dazzle, so that'll be their safe lane support hero, and be able to keep that Troll Warlord alive, or the Meepo, whoever they decide to throw up there. So it'll also be useful for whenever he gets initiated on by the Winter Wyvern when she uses that Winter's Curse over on that Meepo or whoever it is. With all those Meepo clones, the Winter Wyvern actually is going to do a ton of work this game. Pretty interesting that they decided to pick a Meepo into this Winter Wyvern, because honestly everyone thinks about the counters for Meepo are going to be the Earthshaker, other traditional heroes of that sense, but Winter Wyvern just getting introduced into the game, one of those heroes that really counters the Meepo, making all of his allies turn against him, start auto-attacking him, and if you look over at that Dire team, they are a majority and primarily right-clicking heroes, so that's going to be a lot of damage coming out if the Winter Wyvern's capable of getting a Winter's Curse off. So just breaking down these lineups real quickly before we get into the game over. For the Dire team, it's going to be Ash Ketchum from Palatown over on that Dazzle. It's going to be IW2B on the Axe. Templar Assassin is going to be picked up by Mighty Joe. Meepo being played by Zon. And on the Troll Warlord, we're going to have Meow Demon the Slayer. Down on the Radiant team, goddamn, going to be playing over on that Queen of Pain. A little smiley face, he's happy to be here. It's going to be playing the Juggernaut. Winter Wyvern played by Salty. Over on this Weaver, we're going to have some characters that I don't understand, but it means something to him. And Killer Pingu over on this Enigma. So looks like the Radiant team is going to be trying to secure this top room. There is going to be a Troll Warlord here just standing. There is a Winter Wyvern who's going to be capable of spotting him out. He's going to throw out that Arctic Burn. He's doing a lot of slow damage. There's going to be the spin from the Juggernaut. He's taking a lot. He's going to fall. First blood going in favor of the Radiant before the horn even sounds. Dire are going to get their bounty rune on the bottom, but it's not going to be nearly as much as that first blood going in the favor of, looked like the... Yeah, so it's the Juggernaut spin who gets that last hit, so that's going to be a nice pickup for him. He's actually going to go to the side shop and grab those boots real quickly. So just seeing how these lanes ended up playing out, it is the Queen of Pain in the middle up against the Meepo. That matchup is definitely going to be favoring her. Going to be able to, yeah, she does start already. Going to be throwing those daggers out. Whether they want to show the Dazzle up in this mid lane, try to help him out, should be pretty interesting. Meanwhile, for the Dire team, it looks like it's going to be a solo safe lane Weaver up against this Axe as well as the Templar Assassin. We can see the Dazzle through the river on the minimap has started to move up towards this middle lane. Whether he makes a stop there or just proceeds up to the top lane to help try to protect the Troll Warlord, because he's going to eat another Arctic Burn over from this Winter Wyvern, taking a little bit of damage from the right clicks. Is that Juggernaut? He throws out the Spindo, doing a lot of damage. Not going to be enough to take him down with just the spin. One more right click. He does be capable of getting that salve off, but it's not going to be enough in the end. Juggernaut getting the kill over on that Troll Warlord. Good start for him. And we can see that Dazzle definitely trying to help out this Meepo in the mid lane. He has started moving up towards the jungle now, so most likely going to try to give some attention up to this Troll Warlord, who has a pretty rough start off the beginning, already down to 2-0. As you can see, Juggernaut getting healed up by that Cold Embrace from the Winter Wyvern. And it looks like they are going to allow the Templar Assassin to get solo farm and EXP up against this Weaver. Axe was in the Radiant jungle, but as you can see, they have got a ward right here, as well as a ward blocking not only the easy camp, but the hard camp. So between Enigma and Axe, there's not going to be enough farm in this Radiant jungle, so Axe is going to move up to his own jungle after this. Dazzle has come up to this top lane in order to try to help the Troll Warlord secure some farm up here. He's only at 3-1 to the 8-1 of the Juggernaut at the moment. Meepo not faring too poorly in this mid lane, though. He did get a little bit of help from that Dazzle, but he's up to 9-0 to the 9-1 of the Queen of Pain, so he's farming pretty well. He is going to throw out a net over on this Queen of Pain. Doesn't have the poof available yet. Second net's going to come out from his other Meepo. Both of them are going to poof, doing a lot of damage over on her. She does have a DD rune. Throws out that Scream of Pain. Meepo's dropping low. He does have the dagger. He might tick over from this, and he is. Actually, he commits suicide. He denies himself with his second Meepo. Well played by him. That tick over from the Queen of Pain on the dagger. She needed to get that last right click. Isn't going to get it off. Deny from Meepo. Nice job over there in that mid lane by him. You see Weaver down here in that bottom lane, 4-3 to the 11-3 of that Templar Assassin. She's faring pretty well. That Refraction going to be able to give her that bonus damage. Going to be capable of out-denying as well as last hitting this Weaver as long as she has that up on her. Dropping pretty low on mana though, so this might be the opportunity for Weaver to catch up a little bit down here in this bottom lane. We can see Axe up in this jungle already has a couple stacks, or just one stack going so far, but he's going to be doing that either for himself or allowing the Meepo to fall back and get some poofs off, get a little bit of burst in farm if he starts falling behind this Queen of Pain, who actually has started to drop pretty low. She is going to send the courier out to ferry herself a bottle again. Troll Warlord picking his boots up from the courier. A little worried about going over to that side shop. Might be facing a little bit of action over from the off-lane heroes for the Radiant team. Templar Assassin also going to pick up a bottle first whenever she gets the courier flown out to her, so she's going to be looking to pick up those bottom lane runes. Meanwhile, this Queen of Pain sticking around while she's really low on this Meepo. He could initiate her, and he is going to start it right now. He's getting the poof as well as the net off. She drops low, and it's going to be the Meepo who gets another kill over on that Queen of Pain. Good job from him. So, actually not another kill, that's the first kill. That was the deny earlier on himself from denying the Queen of Pain a kill over on him. So Meepo playing pretty well over in this middle lane. He's going to start snowballing with EXP. Going to be capable of sending those clones out to the jungle or other lanes in order to soak up the experience from those other heroes on the Dire team. So you can see up in the mid lane, up in this top lane, Juggernaut's starting to throw a spin out, doing a lot of damage over on this Troll Warlord. He's dropping pretty low, but so is the Juggernaut. Graves going to fly over from that Dazzle, but Cold Embrace from the Winter Wyvern going to keep both the Juggernaut alive. the Shadow Wave is going to come out doing a decent amount of damage over this Winter Wyvern, but he's got his salve up. He's starting to heal, but the Troll Warlord coming back in, going into range mode, doing a lot of damage over on this Winter Wyvern. Juggernaut falling low on the backside. He does get the Cold Embrace off. I'm not sure it's going to be enough to keep him alive. The Troll Warlord is in melee form, starting to go to work on him. He aggroes these hard camp creeps, but it's not going to be enough. Troll Warlord getting the kill over on that Winter Wyvern in the end. A lot of back and forth action from them. Yeah, Meepo is going to catch his Queen of Pain out. She's dropping really low from those poos, but she's going to be able to blink up to the high ground and bottle herself up. She's going to be just fine. So down here, the Enigma sitting at 1,200 gold at 5 minutes in. Not really sure what he's going to be going. His inventory is bone dry. Nothing on the courier for him either. So most likely either going to be going for a mech or a blink first, whether or not he wants to go for his boots as well. He's not farming too quickly though, so having those camps blocked by the dire wards. But meanwhile, we have the Juggernaut getting a TP rotation into this mid lane. Queen of Pain is chasing this Meepo as well, gets the Scream of Pain as well as the dagger off. Dazzle's here to help, gets the net over on that Queen of Pain as the Meepo, but the poofs aren't all going to connect. She's dropping pretty low anyways, and it's actually going to be the tower that finishes them off. EXP split between the Dazzle and the Meepo. Juggernaut came, but he wasn't available after getting zoned out, getting worried about that TPing in Dazzle. No healing word for you, Queen of Pain. She's going to fall. So Axe farming pretty well up in that dire jungle. He's at 35 and 0. A lot of that's going to be contributed to by the small creep that he's going to be able to farm up at the medium and the small camp. But not far behind him is that TA in the off lane, up to 32 and 8 at the moment. She does have her boots as well as the Ring of Aquila whenever she gets that flown out to her. So she's going to start being able to deal a decent amount of damage soon, whether or not she wants to get that fast blink dagger or go something more like along the lines of a Drums of Endurance into a Desolator. We will see. She also could be picking up a Manta style. That Juggernaut, though, he's starting to farm pretty well. He did get that first blood. He has the phase boots as well as the Poor Man's Shield. Morbid Mask on the way for him, so he's going to be going for that Mask of Madness. Meanwhile, in this top lane, Queen of Pain sitting up here, but there is an Axe here as well now. He's got 1,000 gold, working up towards that Blink Dagger. Troll Warlord's going to walk to the lane, though, and Queen of Pain's just going to throw a Sonic Wave right in his face. That's a one-hit KO over on that Troll Warlord. Meanwhile, they get the rotations in from the Enigma on that bottom lane, as well as the Winter Wyvern. Going to help that Weaver get the kill over on that TA. Going to set her back a little bit, but that poor Troll Warlord up in that top lane. The Queen of Pain, he tries to get the initiation over with that Axe, but the call isn't going to come out in time, and he's just going to melt to that Sonic Wave. But it looks like the Dire team, looking to get a reinitiation on the net from Meepo, is going to miss. They get the Berserker's call off, poofs up from Meepo, and the Shadow Wave over from the Dazzle, as well as the spin from the Axe, going to be enough to take her down. Meanwhile, in this bottom lane, Troll Warlord has come down here to help the TA. There is a push from the Eidolons as well as the other 3 Radiant Heroes on this Tier 1 tower for the Dire team in this bottom lane. So we're going to see a couple. They are going to get a lane ward down, get a little bit of vision, try to scout out if the Dire team is going to want to try to defend this. But it looks like they are going to be sending that Meepo as well as the Dazzle into this top lane to push their Tier 1 tower in the off lane. Meepo getting that point booster as well as the treads up pretty early on. Going to be going for that early Agnum Scepter, get those extra Meepo clones. Juggernaut's going to spot out that Meepo, but he has not enough mana for that Omni Slash, just about 50 off from that. So Meepo, the second Meepo clone, is going to be able to get away. They do have the wards have worn off in the Radiant Jungle, though, so Enigma going to be capable of upping his farm a little bit. He did decide to go for that Soul Ring, another 1,400 gold in the bank, so he's going to be able to start moving up towards anything else that he wants now. The Battle Trance out from the Troll Warlord going to help that Meepo get the last hit on that tower in the top lane. Pressure coming out on this mid lane from the Radiant team, though. Meepo's going to throw himself in here. He's pretty low over on that main Meepo. Might need to send him back or try to get a bottle in that next minute and a half. Dazzle has a ward in his inventory. Did put one up in this top lane, so they're going to have vision, but it's going to be the Queen of Pain who comes in. Dazzle's just going to immediately throw a Shallow Grave on himself and TP out. Says sorry. Ash is back to Pallet Town. No fissure for you. So the Dire team going to be capable of spotting out these rotations from the Radiant after this, so they might be just throwing that Meepo as well as the Axe back into the jungle, try to get that Agnum Scepter finish for that Meepo. He's only going to need 2 more components after that. Troll Warlord looks like he's going to be farming up here as well. Going to try to get that Blink Dagger. Oh, actually, Axe is going to finish the Blink Dagger now, just flown out to him from the Courier. So that's a pretty timely 9-minute Blink Dagger from Axe. He did start down in that off lane, had to come back up into the dire jungle. So it was a slow start. He now has that 9-minute Blink Dagger. Let's see if he can go to work with that. Might be able to catch out this Queen of Pain up here who's pushing that top tower. But no backup for him. He's going to need some kind of rotation out, and it's going to be the Meepo who TP's up here. Let's see if the Axe can get that Blink call over on her. She's actually just going to be able to blink away. So Axe waiting a little bit too long for his rotations in from his teammates there. So Queen of Pain just doing a little bit of damage up to that top tower and going to be able to walk away after doing it. So you can see the Winter Wyvern is going to get spotted out by that TA. She does have her level 8, so she is going to have those stasis traps in order to try to slow her down if she wants to chase. Finish Morbid Mask over on the Juggernaut. His Omni Slashes are going to hurt, as well as if he catches someone out by themselves. That right-click damage alone is going to do a lot. But up here, as you can see in that top lane, Meepo is pushing that top lane by himself. No, actually, we are going to see the Enigma going up there. He did finish his Blink Dagger just moments ago, so he's going to be able to get a Blink Black Hole if he wants, but the Cold Embrace coming out from the Winter Wyvern down by the bottom rune spot. Axe is going to blink and get the call over on this Queen of Pain. Culling Blade is going to miss, and she's going to blink out, which is barely any HP. Omni Slash from the Juggernaut, taking out that TA on the backside. Meepo's going to throw out the net, but the Juggernaut's going to be able to spin. Shallow Grave as well as the TP from the home from the Dazzle, but the nets are there from the Meepo. He's going to work over on that Juggernaut. No spin, and it's going to be the Meepo who gets the last right click on him. Doesn't even need that second poof in from the third Meepo. So nice pickups from them. The Queen of Pain just barely getting out under 15 HP. She's going to be able to walk away, but it is going to be the Juggernaut who falls in trade of the TA. Dazzle getting that nice Shallow Grave on himself once he recognizes that the Juggernaut was moving in, capable of TPing home after that. So Enigma throwing down that Midnight Pulse in the mid lane, just trying to clear up this creep wave, try to keep it from pushing that mid tower, which is dropping pretty low, about a less 75 HP away from being in deny range.
Oh, no.
And looks like TA does have that Circlet as well as the Ring of Aquila. Did finish those Phase Boots as well, so she most likely going for drums next if she wants to finish that Circlet, or whether or not she just ends up selling it in the end. Well, meanwhile, there's going to be a blink in the call from the Axe, and the TA with those refraction extra damage charges going to be doing over 200 damage. Gets the last hit over on that Weaver. No chance for a time lapse over on him. He falls way too quickly. Axe not even having to use that Culling Blade. He's going to have that up for the next fight if they decide to continue to apply pressure down to this Tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. They are going to start throwing that Arctic Bird over on that TA, though. No Invis detection, I believe. No, they do have a Sentry over on the Winter Wyvern, but it is the Dire team getting a ward down, spotting out that rotation from the Juggernaut. They have 3 heroes down here, but 3 for the Radiant as well. Queen of Pain does have a TP scroll in case she's needed. The Battle Trance from the Troll Warlord, not enough mana for it yet, actually, so that's not going to be available for them in this fight if they do decide to engage. Axe has picked up an Invisibility Rune, has the plus armor from the Weave, but it's going to be the Blinken from the Enigma. He gets the Malefice over on that Axe. He's underneath the Sentry where they're doing a lot of damage. Midnight Pulse down as well. Axe is going to get the TP off as well as the Shallow Grave, but it's going to be a black hole that cancels that in the end. Juggernaut getting the spin off on that Axe. He's going to fall. Queen of Pain gets the rotation down here as well. So it's going to be 4 heroes down here for the Radiant team. Actually, all 5 of them down here, they're looking to apply pressure down to this bottom lane. Let's see if they can scout out the fact that this Meepo, the Enigma's going to find out that this Meepo is attempting to take Roche. He's going to have to back out, throws out a few of his nets, but Juggernaut's here as well. He has his Omni Slash as well as the Sonic Wave from the Queen of Pain, dropping that Meepo so quickly, and that might be a Roshan for the Radiant team now. Queen of Pain going for the Blink Dagger, actually, 13 minutes in, pick up for her. So she's going to have that double Blinkin' and Slam and not so anti-mage intelligence build right now. And that could be pretty interesting for them. Going to be able to get a long-range initiations off, as well as capable of blinking out of the action if she needs to. Using that Blink Dagger to get in, getting her Sonic Wave out, then using her actual Blink ability on herself so that she can get out afterwards, whether she's taking damage or not. Meanwhile, this Winter Wyvern is going after this ward in this rune spot, but it's going to be the Axe who finds him out. He does have a haste rune, though. Call not going to be enough, as well as the TA refraction charges. Not enough damage coming out from them. He still had that Cold Embrace if he needed it, too. So it looks like the Dire team actually the ones are going to be moving into the Roshan pit again. Meepo back for round 2 on this Roshan. Whether the Radiant team are going to try to make moves on it or not, we'll see. There is still a battle trance available if they do run into trouble. They're going to throw that out and try to take it down real quickly. Weave coming out over on all these Radiant or Dire heroes, so they might look to get an engagement off on this. Queen of Pain throwing out a quick Scream of Pain. They're going to find out that she does have that blink. She blinked in with the blink dagger, then blinked right back out with her ability, so they know that that's available on her. See if she wants to do it again. If she does get netted, though, it's going to be a trouble for her because she can't blink out of that net. But the one nice thing about that blink dagger on her is that it has a much smaller animation than her actual blink itself. So if she runs into trouble, sometimes it's not the turn and animation going to be too much to get away from that Meepo if he gets a nice timely net off. But it's going to be this main Meepo over here in his Dire jungle that spots out that Enigma. Actually, I'm not even sure he saw it. Might be a chance for Enigma to get an initiation off on him. Anyway, he's going to walk over to this. They're going to spot each other out. Net over on the Enigma. He's taking a lot of damage from the Poos. The right clicks come too, and he's not even going to need the rotation from the Axe. Nice kill for the Meepo. Both of them dancing around there for a while, but it's going to be the one who is the Meepo is going to be the one who gets the final tango on that one. So 32 with no buyback on the sidelines for that Enigma. Radiant team just might have to fall back and start farming up, trying to be ready for that next engagement. Black Hole not at the ready either way for another 27 seconds. Juggernaut does have a finished Yasha on himself now, so he's going to be going for that Manta style next. Well, he actually could decide to double back in order to get that Agnums with just a casual Yasha, trying to increase his attack speed while he can get some extra attacks over in that Omni Slash. I'm most likely going to be finishing that Manta style first. So Meeple does have that finished Agnum Scepter. He's 1,900 extra gold in the bank. Most likely going to be going for that Blink Dagger next so that he can get those Blink Poof initiations with the net, get all of those Meepos in there. And Queen of Pain actually going to come face to face with that Templar Assassin. She's just going to throw a dagger right in her chest and walk away afterwards, taking out all those refraction charges. So you can see, Queen of Pain was just right down here by the Ancients, and now she's already back up by the Radiant Ancients, was up in the Secret Shop as well. So she's capable of just covering so much space with that Blink Dagger. It does offer a lot of utility, but it's not going to be as if she got that Agnum Scepter or the Orchid. Not going to be able to get those solo pickoffs that if she wanted to. Just going to be able to maneuvering around in these battles. As you can see, she did go for the point booster, so she is going to go for that Agnum Scepter after the fact. But it's going to be a little bit of time until she gets her the timing off where she's doing a lot of damage to these Dire heroes. Actually, they might be able to spot out this Meepo clone. They throw down the Midnight Pulse, getting rid of these trees. Dazzle's here to help it if he wants. Stun over on that Meepo. He gets the Shallow Grave. Cold Embrace over from the Winter Wyvern on that Meepo. He's not going to fall, but it's actually going to be the spin over from the Juggernaut that takes him down in the end. He does have that Aegis. Comes back up. Does a lot of damage over on the Juggernaut. He has no more Omni Slash. Poof's coming out over on that Winter Wyvern as well. The Blink call in from the Axe as well as the Sonic Wave from the Queen of Pain over. It's going to take that Meepo down, but the Black Hole from Enigma catching 3. My God, the Blink in as well as the Scream of Pain taking down that Axe. Weaver on the backside going to work over on that Dazzle. He's going to get the Shallow Grave as well as the TP off, but the TA actually is going to fall inside the Midnight Pulse on that other side. Triple kill for the Queen of Pain. Nice moving around in the middle of that team fight from her. Blinking to one side, getting the Sonic Wave off, blinking to the other side, getting the Scream of Pain off, capable of taking down that Meepo after he respawns with that Aegis. And so it's just going to be the Enigma as well as the Juggernaut who falls for the Radiant team. 3 heroes down for the Dire. They did also lose their Aegis during that, so nice pickups from them. The Dire Courier actually over in this side shop getting scouted out by the Radiant team. Troll Warlord there as well, but he's going to be able to TP away. No Winter's Curse available for the Winter Wyvern in order to lock him down. So you can see the Dire team are making moves down here towards this bottom lane. They are going to spot out the Winter Wyvern. He does get the Cold Embrace off, but those Poofs coming through doing a lot of damage. When he comes out of this, he's probably going to fall, and it is. Nice pickup for the Meepo. 31 seconds on the sideline for that Winter Wyvern. So Dazzle back there to help him as well in case he does get caught out by one of those Meepos. If he does get the Winter's Curse off over on him, he's going to be able to grave whatever Meepo gets focused down by the other ones. Enigma revealing himself, throws down that Midnight Pulse. He is going to blink away, But the Meepo capable of chasing with that Blink Dagger too. There is an Axe as well. He throws out the Berserker's Call. I'm not sure if he meant to blink there as well, but doesn't get that off. So Enigma going to be capable of walking away from this. Meepo going to poof in over towards this Queen of Pain. She's going to be able to blink away with those double blinks. So it actually is going to be, it looks like a Sanjin Yasha coming out from the Juggernaut. He's going to have the Ogre Club as well as the Boundless Strength over in his inventory. So he's going to be looking to pick up that Sanjin Yasha. Interesting choice from him. One over on the Troll Warlord as well. He just has that casual Morbid Mask. Whether he wants to decide to go into a Vladimir's Offering or Helm, we'll see. I'd love to see him go into that Vlad's though. That that Aura lifesteal for his team, all four except for the Dazzle, getting that right-click damage in, going to be really helpful for that, as well as the 15% damage boost. And it looks like down in this bottom lane, it actually is going to be the Weaver who gets caught out by that TA, as well as the Meepo and Dazzo down here. So he's not going to be able to get off that time lapse. Still has it on cooldown, so he's not faring too well for having that safe lane farm. Perseverance as well as the Ring of Aquila and Treads at the moment. He only has 92 and 14 last hits. Check the net worth chart. Meepo leading by a large margin, not really a surprise, always accelerating during those 15 to 25 minute mark, pulling ahead of the crowd, getting up to those level 25 really early on. As you can see, already level 16. Falling behind him is the Juggernaut for that Radiant team, around 8,700 net worth. The Dire team is going to move down on this tier 2 tower in the bottom lane though. They have no more glyph for it. So the Queen of Pain actually is going to get the top tier 1 tower for the Dire team in the meantime. But not really sure if that's sort of an equivalent trade that they want to take. Just looking for whatever they can get. That they can't really take engagements over on this Weaver. He does have the Perseverance going for that Lincoln Sphere. It's going to be a while until he picks that up, though. Doesn't even have enough for the Ultimate Orb yet, let alone the recipe. So let's see if he's gotten anything since his blink. Hasn't got anything since his blink. Has 2,100. See if he wants to be able to go in for, if he wants to double back for Boots of Travel, or if he's just going to want to go for a Scotty, try to start tanking up, get the extra stats from those Ultimate Orbs. Dire team does have vision down here, is going to spot out the fact that the Winter Wyvern is standing on top of here, but it doesn't look like the TA is going to be initiating over on her, no backup from her teammates. She's actually going to get the drums into a BKB, has enough for the recipe now. Not sure if it's on the courier? No, it's not. So it looks like Ash Ketchum from Palatown over on that Dazzle going to be picking up that Medallion of Courage as well. Meanwhile, the Winter's Curse coming out over on that Meepo, as well as a Black Hole. Going to catch all the Meepos in it as well as the Axe. Both dropping low. Meepo to fall. Axe to fall as well. The blink in from the Queen of Pain. She gets the dagger over on that Dazzle. He has enough. He has Shallow Grave in 3 seconds. Not going to be able to get it off, though. Let's see. Does get it off as well as the TP. Nothing to cancel that anymore. Actually gets the Malefice off. The Enigma getting that off cooldown as well as Blink. Blinks in, gets the stun over on that Dazzle. 3-for-0 trade in favor of the Radiant team. Meepo, Dazzle, and Axe falling. Nice Black Hole from the Enigma, catching every single Meepo inside as well as the Axe. So only going to be the TA as well as the Troll Warlord who are capable of walking away from this. And that's really going to help out over on this Weaver as well too. Does get that finished Ultimate Orb, almost has enough for his Lincolns, and it's actually going to be the Troll Warlord who overextends himself a little bit up in this top lane, and the Queen of Pain actually going to get him, trying to do work on that top tier 1 tower against the Radiant, but they get those TP rotations back, so they're going to not only get a Troll Warlord for their trouble, but also the tier 2 tower. But meanwhile, it is the Winter Wyvern who does end up falling. The Meepo respawning, and they are going over on this Weaver. He uses time-lapse already. Sakuchi's out as well. Not sure if they have a gem in order to scout him out, but they are going to get the blink call as well as the poofs. Dazzle actually getting the right hit, throwing out that shallow wave at the end, and the shadow wave, excuse me, and going to be able to get the last hit for her. So checking this net worth graph now, was down to about 5,000 in favor, or 4,500 in favor of the Dire, dipping back up to around 750 in favor of the Dire now too, but the Radiant making a nice comeback in that last one. That fight for the Enigma Black Hole definitely helping them out, but it's going to be the Meepo as well as the Dazzle moving into this Roshan pit with that Medallion. Going to be able to take him down really quickly. No rotation coming out from the Radiant team, so that's going to be a free Roshan in favor of this Meepo, who did decide to get that Ultimate Orb. So he most likely going to be finishing up that Scotty soon. Has 1,800 in the bank. Only needs to get the gold for the Ultimate Orb at this point. Has enough for the point booster and the Orb of Venom. They are going to spot out this Queen of Pain, but the net for the Meepo not going to connect. Meanwhile, the TA actually is scouting out the fact that this Queen of Pain is blinking up to the high ground. They did get a offensive earn against her, so she's not going to be able to use her Blink Dagger at the moment, but they do spout out this Winter Wyvern. He's going to fall really quickly to the poofs of the Meepo, not even capable of getting that Cold Embrace or the Winter's Curse over on him. Nice pickup for the Meepo. 30 seconds on the sideline. They might be able to get this Tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain getting a little ballsy. Has that the Ghost Scepter, blinks in, isn't going to die, but on the backside it's going to be the Meepo who picks up that Juggernaut, and he's dropping pretty low as well too. Axe going to get the chop over onto that Enigma, and the Meepo is going to barely be able to walk away. So meanwhile, while they were trying to focus, and I was focusing over on that mid lane against the Queen of Pain, Meepo as well as the Axe going to work over by the Radiant jungle. So that's 2 on the sidelines, the Enigma as well as the Juggernaut in exchange for the Troll Warlord. Oh, they are going to get the Blink Call over on that Weaver, but he doesn't have time-lapse available. He's going to use Sakuchi to get away. So they are going to start moving over onto this Tier 2 tower. Meepo does still have the double damage rune active. It is going to start wearing off now, though. They're going to get the Blink Call over onto this Winter Wyvern. He gets netted up as well. Right click coming out from the TA. He does get that Cold Embrace off, immune to the magic or the physical damage. No Calling Blade for the Axe. There's not another net, but it's going to be the call. Sonic Wave in the face of that Meepo, dropping him low, but not enough. Winter Wyvern is going to fall again. Queen of Pain almost getting a kill over on that Meepo, but he's going to survive. Meanwhile, there is a mechanism finished over on this Enigma, so he's going to have his bots Blink Dagger as well as the mech. And it's going to be the Lincoln Sphere. Actually, that's what I spotted out on the side. Lincoln Sphere finally finished over on that Weaver. He can start looking to pick up some more damage items now, maybe going into a Desolator, maybe a Chrysalis, so he can start dealing out those right-click damage in order to catch up for this on this Dire team, who's already pumping out so much physical damage at the moment. TA does have that finish, BKB, an extra 2,500 gold in her bank. Might be either going for a Manta Style or a Desolator next. Could actually pick up a Blink Dagger as well. Should be interesting to see what she chooses. Finish Blade Mail over on that Axe. He's going to have his point booster as well. They are scouting out this Queen of Pain up in the top lane. She does get this dagger over onto that TA. Throws out the Sonic Wave, but there's backup over here for the Dire team. Enigma as well. They're going to get the Black Hole on 4. Meepo's there as well. Going to be falling pretty low as that Enigma. He blinks away, though. Not going to be any follow-up damage from him. He catches a lot of heroes over in that black hole, but the Queen of Pain did fall right before that. Tried to save her. Not going to be enough, though. So it's going to be the Queen of Pain for nothing. They also expended the black hole. Nice win over for the Dire team on that. They're going to be able to push off of that usage of the black hole. So Weaver having his Lincolns popped by that Battle Hunger, but it's going to be the Meepo over here with that Blink Dagger. He also picked up a Scythe of Vice on the backside as well, so he's going to be able to lock down that Weaver if he catches him outside of Sakuchi. No Tier 2 tower in the middle for the Radiant team, though, so they're going to be forced to push the high ground if they want to push in this lane. They have no more Tier 2 towers. Going to be kind of difficult for them to get that off, though. Queen of Pain up in 10 seconds. Also has buyback available. Long-range net coming out over on this Winter Wyvern. Gets the poofs off is the Meepo. The Winter Wyvern's going to fall, but they're going to work over on this Meepo on the backside. Omni Slash from the Juggernaut coming out. They are going to have the Midnight Pulse down. No Black Hole available over on that Enigma, though, still. Queen of Pain's back in. No Sonic Wave used from her yet. TA is going to use that BKB. Throws out the Sonic Wave. Meepo dropping low, under 100 HP. Going to get the kill over on the backside, that Queen of Pain. But it's going to be only the Aegis that pops for the Meepo. He's back into this, doing those right-click damage over that Creeps. They're going to look to push this high ground over onto that Tier 3 tower. Weaver sticking around as well. Blink from the call from the Axe over on him. He's going to fall. Weaver on the sideline for 65 seconds. No, not even needing that Culling Blade as the Axe. Meepo going to get the last hit over on that Weaver. So this might be their opportunity to push up that high ground. Actually, the TA is going to find out that Winter Wyvern over in that middle lane. He came up to try to approach her with that Arctic Bird. Not going to be enough, though. He's going to end up falling for his troubles. Comes back to life and then just dies immediately. Really unfortunate for him. They are going to find out this Queen of Pain. She does have Blink up. Throws out the Sonic Wave. Not doing too much damage, though. Uses the Ghost Scepter. Capable of blinking away after that. So they're going to be able to disengage off of that, but it is the Weaver as well as the Winter Wyvern who ends up following. There's a lot of pressure being applied in this mid-tier 3 tower from the Dire team, moving back and forth between the top lane as well as the mid lane, splitting up the defenses of the Radiant team right now. So we can see the Desolator actually was the third pickup for that Templar Assassin after her BKB. So she's going to be doing a lot of minus armor damage. Axe actually dropping low up on this top lane. Try to use that call, but it's going to be the magic damage that's thrown out from the Radiant team that's going to take him over. Queen of Pain getting that last hit. They are going to smoke up in this bottom lane. Not sure. It doesn't look like the Dire team had vision of this. Meepo going to come over onto this Queen of Pain. She's dropping pretty low. Poofs to come out. They are going to throw out the Winter's Curse over from that Winter Wyvern. Nice job from him. Every Meepo just going to work on himself. Stop hitting yourself, Meepo. You're dead. So it's going to still be that Enigma smoked up, moving up towards this top lane. Does drop the Eidolons, though, so if they're paying attention, they're going to know he's up there, too. Does not have Black... He's going to have it in 3 seconds, so Black Hole at the ready for the Radiant team whenever this next engagement comes out. Troll Warlord does have 2 ultimate orbs picked up after that Morbid Mask, as well as the Sage and Yasha, so he's going to have that Scotty soon. Gets spotted out over from that Enigma, though, going to work over on him. Omni Slash comes out from the Juggernaut. Shallow Grave coming out from the Dazzle. He's going to be able to TP away, but it's going to be the Black Hole over from that Enigma, canceling that TP. 60 seconds on the sidelines for Troll Warlord. No buyback available for him, and they're going to move over onto this Dazzle. He's going to get right-clicked down by that Juggernaut, as well as the Malefice over from that Enigma. 3-0 in favor of the Radiant team, coming to work over onto this top tier 2 tower for them. It's actually going to fall unless this Axe as well as the TA want to say something about it. But there's 4 heroes for the Radiant team up here. Not really sure they're going to want to be able to engage off this. So really nice Black Hole canceling the TP after the Shallow Grave over on that Troll Warlord from the Enigma. Capable of snowballing that fight in their favor. And just capable, they're making it so that they're possible for that tier 2 to fall in favor of the Radiant up in that top lane. We are going to see the blink in from the Axe. Gets the call over on that Queen of Pain. The Weaver's going to throw his Linkeds over on him, though. So he's not going to be able to chop him quite yet. Gets the net over on her. She uses the Ghost Scepter, but the Poofs come out as well, doing a lot of damage. They are not going to be able to kill her, though. Meepo not using that Scythe of Vice to keep her down. Not sure if he couldn't find her inside of all those Meepo clones. But it's going to allow the Queen of Pain to get away scot-free after that. She is going to have a Soul Booster pickup after that pickup of the Ghost Scepter. So she's going to have that Bloodstone finished as soon as she gets the Perseverance finished. Not sure if that's on the courier. No, it's not. So Enigma, no item progressions since the pickup of those Boots of Travel as well as the mech. 2,300 gold in the bank. Most likely going to be working up towards that Refresher Orb or a BKB. It's going to be the blink and the call from Axe. That's going to miss. They throw the Arctic Burn over on him as well as the Malefice. Midnight Pulse drops as well. Queen of Pain actually coming in from the backside, getting that Sonic Wave off. Dazzle throws the Shallow Grave on himself, starts TPing, but he might fall either way. Juggernaut, meanwhile, going to get the kill over on that TA as she tried to help over from the back, over in that coming from the high ground in that mid lane, but the Dazzle actually the one to get away instead of the TA. So a little bit unfortunate for the Dire team now, allowing the Radiant to come back into this game, getting some farm up on them, getting some nice black holes from that Enigma. They are going to spot out this Meepo, gets the Arctic Burn on him. He's slowed down a little bit. No Omni Slash available. He does have Basher, but the Troll Warlord as well as the Meepo clones here to back him up. Troll Warlord is going to be able to defend, has that Battle Trance available still. Only needs about 500 more gold in order to finish that Eye of Scotty. Meepo has his Ultimate Orb as well, so while I was incorrect about the first Ultimate Orb being for that Scythe of Vice, most likely going to be a Scotty for the 4th pickup for that Meepo. Looks like he's going to be opting for that over going back and picking up the Boots of Travel. Meanwhile, they are going to find out this Juggernaut in the mid lane. Meepo comes in. Winter's Curse thrown over on him. He's taking a lot of damage. Juggernaut's coming as well. Omni Slash from him, dropping the one Meepo really low, and he's actually going to fall. They lose him already. Weaver doing work on the backside. Juggernaut to fall too. The Culling Blade from the Axe taking him down. He throws it out over on that Enigma, but the Cold Embrace healing him up. The Troll Warlord falling really low as well, and Weaver's going to help get that from the... Actually, I think it was the Maelstrom proc that took him down. Meanwhile, the Templar Assassin going to work over on that Winter Wyvern in between the trees in this mid lane by the Dire Tier 1 tower that once stood. And it's going to be the Weaver who man fights up against that axe. He's a bug, but he takes down the man in the end. BKB popped over from that Templar Assassin. She's chasing after this Enigma, but Queen of Pain's here to help too. Black hole on her. She's stuck in place. Weaver and Queen of Pain going to work. Throws out the right-click damage as well as the Sonic Wave. Goddamn, Queen of Pain, you get that kill. Nice job, buddy. Nice rotation in. Enigma throwing down that black hole, keeping the refraction charges down from the Templar Assassin. Then black hole itself not doing a lot of damage, but all that follow-up damage from the Queen of Pain as well as the Weaver taking him down. So Enigma saying, I have moment and breath. Things just getting a little bit worked up after getting a chance to breathe after getting chased by the TA, throwing down that big black hole on him. It's going to be a 4-staff pickup over on that Winter Wyvern, so that's going to be really helpful if he needs to get into range, either to cold embrace his heroes, or if he wants to get in range to try to throw out that Winter's Curse over on one of the Dire heroes, if they decide to group up, almost working like a reverse polarity in that sense of the case. So it is going to be the Radiant team moving into this Roshan pit. This will be a cheese that falls for this one, so this could be a big momentum swinger for them. They have been winning these engagements despite the fact of losing all their Tier 1 and Tier 2 towers pretty quickly, but they've done the same thing in hand over on the Dire team too. No Tier 2 standing for them anymore. Dire team know that they're down here now, the Winter Wyvern giving that a little bit away, but it's not going to be enough time. They are going to get the Aegis as well as the cheese. Aegis over on the Juggernaut. He's going to have that get out of jail free card, and the Queen of Pain's going to pick up that yummy, yummy cheese. So Weaver up here in the top lane, spotted out by that Meepo, but he's going to be able to back away. Has the finished Mjolnir now, so that's going to be really useful for throwing either on that Juggernaut or if he just wants to throw it on himself while he goes to work up in these team fights, but definitely going to help his auto attack damage with that Geminite attack. Radiant team is pressuring up against this Tier 3 tower in the bottom lane, using that Aegis to their advantage. They have no Weaver down up here though. So while the Meepo clones are up in this top lane, it's going to be the Dire team who has an advantage of this fight if they decide to engage. He is doing a lot of damage over to that Weaver, but he's going to have time lapse. Meanwhile, it is going to be the Winter's Curse thrown out from that Winter Wyvern as well as the Omni Slash taking down that Meepo. He does have buyback. TP's out to this bottom lane. Throws the net out. Actually, it's going to be the Sheep that cancels that Winter Wyvern TP. He's down for 60 seconds. No buyback available for him. So if they can take down this Meepo, it could be really big for the Radiant team. No buyback available for him. He's going to be on the sidelines for a while. Not as much as normal heroes, though. Meepo does have that nice added effect where he doesn't have as long as a respawn timer, since he does have so much action and threat facing up against him, having those 5 Meepos out on the field. They might be able to spot out this Weaver. Axe runs through him, takes the Sakuchi damage, pops that Blade Mail. Going to work over on the Weaver is himself thanks to that Blade Mail. He's going to drop the Axe, but the poof's in from the Meepo. Uses the Sakuchi. Might be able to get away from this. Blink isn't available from the Meepo for another 3 seconds. TA is going to get the Stasis Trap down on him. He's going to be slowed down as the Weaver, but he has a TP available if he wants to try to get out via that. Meanwhile, on the other side, down by the Secret Shop, it is going to be the Juggernaut who picks up that Abyssal Blade, starting to farm up those Ancient creeps. So you can check out this net worth graph right now. So as you can see, it was down around 9,000, maybe even 10,000 in favor of the Dire, back to 7,500 in favor of the Radiant. Those fights, as well as the Enigma Black Holes, have just been so on point right now. Getting those, whether it was just on a solo hero like the Troll Warlord when he was trying to TP and canceling that while having the Shallow Grave up on him. But either way, the Radiant coming out on top on these last couple fights, as well as picking up that Aegis and Cheese. Let's see if they can capitalize over on that. They are starting to ping out this bottom tier 3 tower, but it looks like they are making moves towards that middle lane. Not sure which one they want to commit to, or if they just want to split push this. Queen of Pain is going to pick up that Ethereal Blade, so she's going to be able to choose who gets that ghost form over on them, as well as doing a lot of damage from that intelligence that she has. She's going to blink in, use that Scream of Pain, and just blink right out afterwards. Just trying to do a little harass damage over on those Dire heroes. We were actually going to TP out. Might look like they're just looking to disengage and defend against this Meepo push up in the top lane, but he's already gone. So it is something that the Radiant team does have to be wary about as we continue to move forward. That Meepo, as soon as he gets his boots of travel, is going to be capable of split pushing wherever he wants. But it's going to be the Axe dropping really low from that Sonic Wave. Gets the Shallow Grave from the Dazzle. He's going to be able to walk back and heal up. Not sure if the Radiant team wants to engage anymore with that at 30 seconds on the sideline for that Queen of Pain ulti. They might just stick around, though. Weaver actually getting netted up in this bottom lane. He's going to fall. No time-lapse available for him. The Enigma did decide to use her boots of travel in. Meepo chasing after her now. Or it, I guess. I'm not really sure what gender the Enigma is. We don't discriminate either way, though, over here at Yaman Dota. The Cold Embrace is going to come out over on that Queen of Pain, keeping her safe over from that Axe. Is going to get the Winter's Curse over onto that Meepo. He's going to, or the Troll Warlord. He's going to fall really low. Axe is going to drop on the other side, too. It is going to be the Juggernaut is dropping really low. Still has that Aegis, though. TA going to work over onto that Queen of Pain. She uses the Ethereal Blade, though. Blinks away the Winter Wyvern in a little bit of trouble over on this backside. Meanwhile, Juggernaut trying to come up to help her. Uses that Force Staff to get down to the low ground. The TA does not have that Blink Dagger. Not going to be able to chase him. Opted to go for the Chrysalis next. TP out from the Winter Wyvern. He's going to be just fine. Meanwhile, this Queen of Pain trying to go to work down on this bottom lane. Going to eat a call over from that Axe, dropping really low. But the Black Hole from Enigma, catching all the Meepo's clones as well as the Axe. He might end up falling after saving that Queen of Pain. She's going to be able to walk away from this. Maybe, actually, she gets netted up and poofed on. Double kill for the Meepo. Black Hole was so beautiful from the Enigma, but the follow-up damage just wasn't there. Queen of Pain had to play too defensively. She decided she wanted to come back and help her bro, but it was just a little bit too late. Isn't able to throw out that Sonic Wave and just ends up dropping to the poops of Meepo. So nice pickup for the Dire team. They did end up popping that Aegis over on the Juggernaut. Queen of Pain did use that cheese as well. So when everything's said and done, it's ended up going to be 3 for 1. I believe there was a buyback for the Dire team. So it's actually going to swing up to around 10,000 in favor of the Radiant at the moment. They are going to get the Winter's Curse over on that Meepo. He's dropping really low. Juggernaut's here as well. Has that Mjolnir buff up on him from the Weaver. He's going to be the one who takes down that Meepo. Dominating streak ended for him. A lot of gold in the pocket of that Juggernaut. Around 1,500 gold exchange in favor of the Radiant team after that. Checking that EXP graph. Yeah, about 15,000 in favor of the Radiant. Actually kind of surprising with this Meepo on the field. He already maxed out at level 25. 23 over on that Weaver, as well as 22 on the Queen of Pain. Get a little dewarding action over on this high ground spot by the tier 3 towers for the Dire. Gonna have the Enigma using his boots of travel in as well. Queen of Pain has her blink and no Scream of Pain available though. Neither is the Black Hole too. This might be the Dire's team chance to get the engagement off that they want. Omni Slash is going to go out over onto 3. The Shallow Grave is going to keep that Troll Warlord alive, but it's going to be the Refresher Black Hole from the Enigma, dropping all 5. Oh my god, that was freaking beautiful, Enigma. Jeez, the Sonic Wave wasn't even necessary. That Enigma getting every single Meepo clone, every single hero for the Dire. They're just going to go to work on these tier 4 towers. No buyback available for the Dire. This is looking like it's going to be GG. This Black Hole Refresher from the Enigma, I didn't think it was available. When I saw it, it was just shocking. Oh my god, amazing comeback from the Radiant team during this. Just the taunting Sonic Wave thrown out from Queen of Pain. Oh my god, what a beautiful finish for the Radiant team. Back and forth was that EXP and gold chart, eventually dipping down to around 10,000 in favor of the Dire, finishing around 15,000 in favor of the Radiant team, getting that win in the end. It was really well played by that Meepo. The TA doing a decent amount of damage, not being able to help out as much as she would have liked to. If she had gotten that Blink Dagger after the Drums of Endurance, might have helped a little bit more than the Desolator. The Axe, he did never ended up finishing that Agnum Scepter. The Blade Mail was doing work over on that Weaver occasionally when he would get initiated on, but the Calling Blades, not really too much of an issue for the Radiant team during this one. There were some really nice shallow graves from the Dazzle as well throughout these fights. Early on, we saw him doing the all-chat taunting, getting those TPs off. but the Radiant team MVP has to go to that Enigma. Those black holes were just so on point the entire game. Queen of Pain doing way more work than I thought she would with that Blink Dagger, being able to maneuver around these fights just so handily, helped them out immensely. And once that Weaver finished that Lincoln Sphere, it was just no looking back for him. Picked up that Mjolnir as well as the BKB, helping out during those team fights. And we definitely can't overlook the Omni Slashers from the Juggernaut, as well as the huge Cold Embraces and the Winter Curses from the Winter Wyvern, getting those the Meepo clones down really quickly, or whichever one that he chose to do. Just such a good counter to him. So all in all, amazing game over for that Radiant team. Well fought by the Dire as well. So, and everything is said and done. 42-minute long game. This was the Europe West all pick very high ranked matchmaking skill set. So it was definitely reflected in the play from this, especially from that Enigma. Everyone who tuned in for this whole thing, thank you so much. Any critiques or advice that you want to throw out, you can follow me over on Twitter. My name is YaManDota, just like you see over on this YouTube page. As well, I am starting to cast for Dota FM. We're going to be primarily covering the Summit 3 games, but that actually is an audio-only Dota broadcasting service. So if you ever find yourself out in the car or just doing something that you can't expend the bandwidth over on your phone to watch Twitch, feel free to come check us out. That's going to be at mixlr.com/DotaFM. So everyone who stuck around, thanks so much. My name is YaManDota. Have a good night, everyone.